A new discovery says that there could be a 38,000-year-old city under the pyramids of Giza, and a new study has paralyzed rats walking again, along with humanoid robots that seem to be spotted everywhere walking the streets. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to some of the more unusual and mind-bending clips that I could find on TikTok. Let's get into it.
This woman just found out what happens when we die. Charlotte Holmes, the woman in this photo, died for 11 minutes and shared a horrifying warning about what actually happened. But it's far crazier than that because it's not just her, it goes simultaneously with what a lot of people have been saying recently. So I've spoken before and we know about the research that came out a year ago where our brain is still active after we die. And after we are gone, our brain is still active in a state that's almost dreamlike or processing memories or being in a lucid state. Now, this woman claimed that she could see, hear, smell everything around her on the operating table where she was and almost look at herself on the table. She said there was a large light by the door and there was flowers in the room. She knew that there wasn't flowers there when she was alive, so she knew she was gone. But also a chilling statement that said, hell is real and I know it now. But what the hell does that mean? There has been quite a few of these near-death experiences of people that have come back saying very similar things to what this lady said of seeing yourself or living in a state that is like real life but you're not actually alive. So with your brain being active still, maybe you are actively producing a new existence that you think is real but you're not even alive.
We've talked a lot about NDEs on this channel. I always find the stories really fascinating, and a lot of you share your NDEs in the comments as well. So if you're new to the channel and if you feel comfortable doing so, please feel free. I enjoy reading them and I'm sure others do as well.
You won't believe what Iceland is trying to do with their lava. They call it lava forming, and they have the ambitious plan to build entire cities out of it, giving it the most dystopian aesthetic I've ever seen. But hear me out. It's actually not as crazy as it sounds. You see, Iceland is one of the most active volcanic regions in the world. And when they had those massive eruptions in 2023, looking at the enormous amount of material rising to the surface, the head of a firm called SAP Architar said, holy, we could build a whole city in 1 week with all of that. And to be fair to her, lava is pretty damn amazing because it already naturally has all of the materialities that concrete does, but crucially without the massive CO2 footprint. So currently the project has 3 speculative ideas on how to build, I don't know, lava land. The first method would be, instead of waiting for the eruptions, they drill down to reach the underground magma and then channel it into molds where it cools and solidifies into blocks, beams, and panels. Method 2 gets a little more complicated, but they'll dig precise trenches around active volcanoes, which, once it erupts, they would channel the lava into the foundations and walls of an entire city, which would simultaneously protect it from future eruptions. And then, the third and most forward-thinking of the 3 methods would be to harness the technology of robotics and 3D printing. So envision a whole fleet of these future robots capable of walking across hot lava fields and then scoop up and use the lava as ink, if you will, to then 3D print buildings layer by layer. Okay, that one is just as crazy as it sounds. But the question is, which one would we see first? Iceland's lava land or Saudi's the line? Or neither?
I'm probably gonna go towards the side of neither. Both of them are on the far extreme. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
These trail cam photos I'm about to show you are going to keep you up tonight, so sorry. This first photo was taken in the woods of Wisconsin. The man in the photo said that he would be followed by 2 children while he was walking his property. So he set up the trail cams to try to catch the children following him. And he finally did. This photo was actually shared by his friend who he had sent this to. And his friend said that he had passed away not too long after he sent this photo to them. That alone makes this story a little bit more eerie because did they know? Maybe they were trying to warn him? I don't know. What do you guys think? This next photo was taken on a gravel road in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. This road is actually a private driveway, and the owner of the camera caught this one night. They said the scariest part about this is they live out in the middle of nowhere, so there is no reason for anybody to be walking around there at night. And this thing is pure nightmare fuel. Just look at its arm. Why is it like that? It also looks like it has something all over its face. A lot of people are commenting that this thing is a Wendigo. This next trail cam photo was actually taken in someone's backyard in Indiana. It kind of looks like a small child. But when you zoom in on it, it looks less like a human and more like something else. Is it a spirit? Don't forget to like and follow for more creepy content.
I don't know, that first photo of the guy walking in the woods and the two children following him, that looks like an actual photo. Either the story has been twisted or someone made a creepypasta of that photo. That's my guess. And for the other two, that could just be a wandering crackhead, and the third picture could just be a bird jumping out of a field.
Did y'all not see that someone caught Mothman on camera? Mothman on camera. And it's as clear as day. And if you don't know who Mothman is, I'm about to terrify you. But what's even more scarier is the fact that he was just caught on camera flying around like he has no care in the world, no responsibility. 2025 is giving me the bingo card ever. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to get BINGO.
I'm recording it. What the hell is that?
Those of you who have no idea who the Mothman is, he's up there with Bigfoot in them, except for he's on the level of Jeepers Creepers Scary. Basically, the sightings of Mothman began November 1966. There were couples reporting a large ring creature near the abandoned TNT area outside Point Pleasant. The creature is described as tall with a wingspan of 10 feet, glowing red eyes, and the ability to fly at high speeds, sometimes gliding without even flapping his wings, which we all just saw, right? Then there was something in 1967 called the Silver Bridge Collapse. This is the most significant association, and with this collapse of the Silver Bridge in December 1967, which killed 47 people, some witnesses claimed they had seen the Mothman near the bridge before it collapsed. In other words, they need to go back to where it came from because we don't got time for this. My bingo card is I'm done.
I'm pretty certain that that was an AI generated video. I mean, the lore that she was explaining about Mothman is correct, but that video I am almost 100% certain it is not real. And I tried looking for the original video and I could not find it. But even if I did find the original clip, I'm still pretty certain it's AI. Let me know what you guys think on this one. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video like this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And for everyone that's watching, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.
Holy freaking, have you heard about the brand new potential discovery of a 38,000-year-old city under the entire Giza plateau? So a new satellite scan is making crazy waves right now, and it's revealing massive underground structures beneath the pyramids of Giza, the entire plateau. Spiral shafts, hidden chambers, and what some are calling an ancient subterranean city. So we initially heard about the potential findings under the Khafre pyramid several months back, but this is a whole new ball of wax. So check this out. An Italian-Scottish team claims that they used the SAR tomography to detect deep shafts over 2,000 feet below the Giza plateau. These scans show geometric passageways, spiral ramps, and even cubic chambers the size of buildings. Some suggest it connects all three of the pyramids, the Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, into a massive hidden network. And they say parts of it might be 38,000 years or older. This would predate the Egyptian civilization by tens of thousands of years. But here's the twist. Experts are calling BS. SAR scans can't penetrate that deep, they say, and no peer-reviewed data has been released yet. Egyptologists say this isn't science, it's just sensationalism. So what do we believe? Is there a hidden world under the sands of Giza? Or is this just another viral archaeological fantasy? Let me know in the comments, are we on the edge of rewriting history or just getting fooled by some flashy AI graphics? Let me know what you think.
Have you guys gone in and explored that hidden chamber? And if not, when will you be doing so? Because to be honest, we could do it by the end of the weekend. It's not difficult to drill a half-inch diameter hole and send in an endoscope here. So have we been in there? And if not, when are we going, brother? I need to know. This will answer all of our questions. If you want to squash debate involving, conspiracy theorists and everything, all we got to do is go in and look. We know where it's at. We could drill a hole. This is doable.
Yeah, I agree. Why can't you just go in?
I answered your question, and I said,
So you're saying we have not gone in and explored that chamber. Is that correct?
Can you please let me to answer you?
Yes.
I already answered you, and I said, all this voids that we found, the Scan Pyramid team and the English team, right now, we are discussing and studying how we are going to get in. You cannot just go in directly like this. You have to make a study. You have to research it. You have to decide as a scientist, when can you do it? And when can you do it?
It's been 9 years.
We do that, we can...
Yeah, I mean, come on.
brother.
I mean, we sent rockets.
We
sent rockets to the...
wrong.
Hang on,
You are wrong.
Dr.
I'm
Howard,
sorry.
we have sent rockets to the moon since the 60s. I mean, the idea we can get to the moon in space rockets, but we can't get inside a chamber of a tomb in a pyramid. I mean, come on.
Do you want me to answer now or still any talk? I told you what we found inside the Great Pyramid. And I told you, this year, 2025, is the year that we are studying how can we enter inside these voids. And he said 9 years. Yes, it can take more than 9 years. This is the pyramid of Egypt.
A good month's project of carefully planning and excavating and making sure nothing collapsed, you could definitely make your way through that pyramid. Or let researchers go inside and scan the whole place with their LiDAR scanners. It really does seem like he's trying to hide something or prevent something from progressing. And to me, I think that it might just be all for entertainment purposes. You know, that's one good way for Egypt to have a big tourist attraction, to have media attraction, just multiple ways for a lot of money to keep coming in. And if the mysteries of the pyramid are solved, or there is no mystery of the pyramids any further, then they would probably lose a lot of money. So that's kind of why I think that he tries to keep things from happening on these pyramids. But I could be completely wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Mark Hoppus, Blink-182's bass player, told our government how to catch us.
Heard this. They said it in the documentary. Go ahead. Tell me.
So they're touring. They're in a combat zone, but they're in a hangar and they're playing music and just part of the support the troops type stuff. Yeah. And they do this concert and then he's talking to higher ups and he's like, I think I know how you can catch him. They laugh at him. He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, I've been thinking about this. They're like, all right, give me your pitch. How are we going to find this guy? He's like, well, he broadcasts pretty frequently. And he was like, and you guys are running surveillance and you don't know where he is, but he's in a region where you can probably fly over. He was like, why don't you broadcast specific frequencies per region, which is undetectable to human ear? And he was like, and when he does a broadcast, he'll have no idea that there's basically a dog whistle flying around in each area. And he's like, you can see based on the strength of each thing, you'll be able to triangulate where he was.
Interesting.
4 months later, he's gone.
Interesting.
The guy said, I'm going to be in Washington in a couple days. I'm going to pitch your idea. And that's the last he heard of it.
That is so cool. And that's literally like what they did.
Never confirmed.
That's a good idea,
But he pitched that idea, and then 4 months later, he's gone.
That's amazing.
This is breaking news. Scientists in Mexico simulated frequencies to the bugosphere, and this is shocking. The bugosphere tried to send or transmit frequencies back to these scientists in Mexico. The bugosphere is trying to wake up and is trying to talk to us.
Aquí está subiendo aquí. Aquí está marcando aquí. Está detectando aquí un campo. Ahí está, estamos al lado de la esfera. Probamos arriba y abajo, conste, Wow. ¿Cómo ves, doctor?
Now, they are doing a lot of testing right now in Mexico with, the bugosphere, and they're trying to feed all of these frequencies, and they're trying to see if they can get anything back from the bugosphere, like data or other type of frequencies. And this is shocking. They got something back from the bugosphere. This is amazing. The bugosphere is definitely alive, and they're trying to see how can they communicate with the bugosphere. So that's why they're doing all of this testing, all of this frequency testing, and the metals, right? They got the samples and they're trying to figure out how far back can these metals be, right? If this is ancient or if this is from outer space somehow. So, but that's what's going on right now with the bugosphere in Mexico. In my opinion, I think the bugosphere might be ancient. I believe that a advanced civilization back in ancient times made all of these metallic spheres all around the world, and now we are just seeing it everywhere because there is a lot of sightings right now, right, with all of these metallic spheres everywhere. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments about this. The bugosphere is definitely something very mysterious.
I can't believe we're still getting videos of this bugosphere, and honestly, they have not gotten any better.
You guys, I knew this was coming. That same lab that brought us back dire wolves has announced that they're bringing back avian dinosaurs. I think we've seen how this one ends. Allow me to show you the rest of the list. We have the woolly mammoth, we have the Tasmanian tiger, we have the dodo bird, we have the dire wolf, which we already know they've brought back, and the moa is now added to the list. You'll barely notice it, it's only as tall as a basketball hoop. You know what, at least it's an herbivore. But just to put it into perspective, that's next to a human. Now, if you've never heard of colossal labs, they actually do what's known as de-extinction, restoring Earth one species at a time. Now, it says on their website that I believe this will be brought back within 10 years. I cannot wait to see what else they're going to add to the park. List. What are we thinking next? Maybe something aquatic? Maybe the Micropachycephalosaurus? That's just my favorite dinosaur to say, because, fun fact, it is the smallest dinosaur with the longest name. Micropachycephalosaurus. Okay, bye!
I'm not sure if it's a good idea to bring these creatures back, but let's say that we live in a world where this company successfully brought back all of these creatures, the woolly mammoth and so on, and they opened up a theme park, basically like a zoo, and it cost $100 per person to go and explore this zoo. Would you do it? I would really love to know your answers. For me personally, with the list of those creatures that they had, not interested whatsoever.
Paralyzed rats walk once again thanks to a breakthrough in spinal cord implants. And this is extremely important because these implants might one day work on humans. That's research that comes out of New Zealand. And instead of me talking about it, how about I just show you? So we had a control group of rats that were paralyzed and an experimental group of rats that were paralyzed but also received treatment. The study was designed to test them over a series of weeks to see how they would recover from a thoracic injury. And as you can see, the rats that received this spinal cord implant treatment have a much greater degree of mobility than the rats that were left to recover naturally, as you can tell from the video here. Now, the ones that recovered naturally, they can still move, but they're certainly looking worse for wear. They're a lot slower. And scientists also did studies that sort of demonstrate that their sensory apparatus, their ability to feel hot, cold, pain like that on the paralyzed limbs, are worse than those of the rats that did receive treatment. So let's talk about the treatment here, which is a little bit of a wild one. What these researchers decided to do was to add an ultra-thin spinal cord stimulator implant directly onto the area of injury, which you can see right here on the screen. It's sort of a artist rendition or superimposed view of what they actually did to these rats. But they designed a biocompatible implant, and what it did is it delivered a pulse of alternating current with a small amplitude at a frequency of 2 Hertz that had previously shown to be effective in encouraging axon growth, which is nerves, in lab settings. Here you can see the implant removed from the mice entirely, with these skinnier parts here being the parts that are actually going to mount onto the spine. And the idea here was this electrical, this isn't like we see a lot of implants where it's like, oh, we hook it up to the nerves and it goes to a computer and translates and sends it back. This one is just designed to stimulate nerve growth. These are put onto the nerves with the idea that that electrical pulsing signal will result in better nerve growth, which would result in better recovery from an injury over time. And as it turns out, it worked great. These paralyzed rats walked much better than their friends that unfortunately did not receive treatment. And the authors point out that while human spines are, more complicated and less likely to be improved through this type of treatment, it is a first step toward developing a treatment for human spinal cord injuries.
Hey, I think that that's actually a really interesting study, and I think it's something that could be done for the human body as well, with further study, of course. It makes sense to have something on the nerve system pulsate to help stimulate the nerves for that regrowth. I'll definitely be interested to see the progression of this in the future.
Flooding in Oklahoma? Who in the world saw that coming? And I got so much more to show y'all that's not even related. I don't even know where to start. The video credit right here for his view of his backyard. But I want you to read this. What you just saw was a dam partially opened up, and these are the comments. Make sure you're pausing the screen and reading each one thoroughly. Again, not my words, they're the comments on the dam post. I'm not cussing, I mean the post about the dam. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the video of the dam and the comments on that video is from 2 days ago, and the floods are tonight, July the 12th. Crazy, right? A lot of Easter eggs. Let's move on. Absolutely unrelated, I know. I just wanted to show you guys. Looks like there's 6s in the sky in this picture. Did you know tomorrow they're expecting 8 to 12 inches of rain again in the same exact area there's rescuing going on? In Texas, you can see. I mean, really, what are the odds? Really, what are the odds that it's been raining for 2 to 3 weeks in a row across all of America? What are the odds? And speaking of those odds, what are the odds of someone getting struck by lightning? Okay, how about 20 people being struck by lightning in one lake? I've been a few days later, 2 people passed away from lightning strike in southeast Georgia. What are all those odds put together? Now, you ready for the craziest odds of all? This happening in Florida, but you know, just a day ago, we got a memo in Florida saying their next rad station was down till the 15th of July. I would say the odds of everything in this video are so impossible that you're more likely to get a certain person to release a certain list. To release it 1,000 times in a row and raise the culprit from the grave. Who's that heading out? Oh, that's common sense.
Man, I really hope that Texas recovers from all that rain. And for the missing children, there's been a lot of reports of their bodies being found. Unfortunately, a majority of them, if not all of them, are deceased. So my condolences to the families that are in Texas that lost their loved ones due to the floods.
They call him the Rainmaker. Now he's blasting suggestions that his company may be linked to the catastrophic Texas floods.
Cloud seeding had nothing to do with the remnants of Tropical Storm Barry that caused flooding in Texas.
Augustus Dorico's company specializes in cloud seeding. That's when particles are released into the clouds to try to bring about rainfall during drought conditions. The company, named appropriately enough Rainmaker, conducted cloud seeding in Texas for a local nonprofit 2 days before the flooding. But they say they stopped all operations when the forecast called for stormy weather. Now, wild conspiracy theories are being spread about the company falsely and without any evidence, claiming it might be linked to the deluge. Cloud seeding is responsible for flooding, goes one typical comment. Republican firebrand Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene posted, "We must end the dangerous and deadly practice of weather modification." Dorico rejects the idea that the Texas floods may be connected to his rainmaking operations.
I feel horribly for the people of Texas that were affected, but not because Rainmaker had anything to do with it, not because cloud seeding had anything to do with that.
Is cloud seeding capable of creating these kinds of floods?
Tropical Storm Barry precipitated trillions of gallons over Texas. That is about 1 million times larger than what cloud seeding is even capable of.
Meanwhile, we're hearing a firefighter's dramatic emergency call made in the early hours of the floods.
We still have water coming up. Is there any way we can send a code red out to our Hunt residents asking them to find higher ground or stay home?
Stand by. We have to get that approved with our supervisor.
That red alert was reportedly not sent out for another 90 minutes.
Did they push the button to issue an emergency alert?
Sir, it's not that easy when you just push a button, okay? There's a lot more to that. And we've told you several times.
So did it happen, sir?
I can't tell you this time.
I really do not think that weather manipulation like that should be a thing. Not to that extent where we're putting silver and other chemicals in the air to try to encourage the clouds to produce rain. Maybe set up a system that tries to stop tornadoes and tsunamis, but to cause rain, let's work on those other two things first before we start trying to make it rain. Because I do think that cloud seeding has been around for a while. I just think that it's becoming more and more public and more advertised as a commercialized act, if you will. Instead of having the government secretly doing it, why not have capable people that has the equipment to do it for them? Because they'll get paid to do it. That way it doesn't seem like the government's trying to hide it, and there's people that are willing to do it because they're getting paid. Because I think cloud seeding's been around for at least a decade. Let me know what you guys think about all this.
So apparently one of the biggest secrets the government's ever had, according to Lieutenant Colonel Greg Renrich, who worked in deep underground military bases, is that he had to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, to not use the word Jesus Christ while he was down here, because he saw 10 to 15 to 20 foot tall Nephilim down there. Nephilim, whatever you want to call it. And they said that if you say Jesus Christ around them, they will basically spontaneously combust. That's what he was reporting to another podcast. Now, do you believe this? Because there was another story report that there was a book that Bob Lazar saw that reported that this book was the most important finding that they ever had. And this book basically said that the aliens made up this story, made up religion. So if they made up religion, how could Jesus' name be spontaneously combusting these people and him having to sign an NDA against them? Other people state that when they invoke the name Jesus Christ, that it stops alien abductions in their tracks. So what's the truth? it seems like something that a lot of whistleblowers are saying. So, what do you think? Put your comment in the comment section. Let's have a conversation.
Humanoid robots are slowly rolling out to the public in China. Oh, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. You see, recently videos have been popping up from all over China of a specific robot from a company called Unitree. Now this is because their civilian robot has officially gone on sale, and because of that we're seeing videos of this thing like playing with children. And to be fair, at a height of only 4'2" and weight of 35 kg, it kind of weirdly blends in as one of them. There's also videos of it carrying people's bags while following them around, carrying their shopping while also walking their robot dog, and even going undercover walking along in the street, which I needed a freaking double take to realize that wasn't a child. I'm not gonna lie, this thing has got to have some of the most human-like fluid movements I've ever seen on a robot. It was even part of the first ever humanoid robot combat competition. Now on the website it says that it costs 16K, but in brackets it says contact us for the real price, which is a bit of a tease. But if this video gets 1 million likes, I will contact them and give the News Daddy Empire its first robot citizen. You know what to do.
Well, 2025 I think marks now the beginning of robots being in our day-to-day life. This is just the beginning, but we are now going to see more and more robots like this in our day-to-day life. I guarantee it. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they're going to be everywhere. Different models, upgradable models. It's going to be like a phone. Basically, everyone's going to have a robot. And I've seen those little dog robots here in South Carolina. I have seen those little dog robots walking around burning down forests. I mean, depending on their capabilities, I do not think that they're quite there yet, but if I can get a robot for around $10,000 that can dust, like go through my house with a duster and just dust all the little things, that I'd probably pay for. But let me know this in the comments. What capabilities and at what price point would entice you to buy a robot? Or if you would ever buy a robot? Let me know in the comments. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. I want to say I'm sorry for my absence of not uploading. I've had internet since Thursday, but I decided to hold off a little bit until Monday to get some stuff done around the house. After the storm, it really caused a mess in my yard and I needed to take care of it. Along with ants. Anytime we get massive amounts of rain, we get ants. So it wouldn't surprise me if you've seen one crawling on the wall or something at some point during this video. But other than that, the holiday was really nice, and I hope everyone got to enjoy their holiday if you celebrate the 4th. I want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me, and with that being said, have a good day.